I was going to say this is the first time that the Atlantic Council in its 6-year history has had a live orchestra on stage, but they're actually above stage. There they are. And it's the best walk-up music I've had in the 10 Atlantic Council Global Citizen Awards that we've staged previously. This is our 11th after 2 years off, and I can see just through getting people to their seats and getting the conversations you're having, we're hungry. We haven't been at this dinner. This is the first time in 3 years that we've staged this dinner. So Some Enchanted Evening. The tune is from 1949, South Pacific, the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. Andrew Lloyd Webber, who knows something about these things, called it the greatest song ever written for a musical. So Luke, his orchestra, our producer Robert Poland of Nouveau Productions, and our director of signature events, Lauren Holland, and all the rest of the amazing Atlantic Council team that many of you know so well through the work you do together with us, will give you a few more surprises this evening, connecting Broadway to Cipriani Wall Street, and through you to all the rest of the world. Sadly, there's nothing enchanted about the global challenges we face, adding up to one of the more volatile moments in our organization's 60-year history. Putin's war in Ukraine is in its 7th murderous month. Inflation and recession are biting. Climate threats and cyber risks are proliferating. The Atlantic Council doesn't ever despair at challenges. Rather, working alongside all of you, we seek solutions. As our mission statement promises, we exist to shape a better future together with partners and allies. Now, many of you today watched the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. I talked to the ambassador from the UK, Dame Karen Pierce, who I'm just delighted has taken time to be with us this evening after such a historic day. Dame Karen, if you could stand so we could all applaud you. I think the words I heard today were somber celebration. I've seldom heard those words together so often because it was somber, but it was also a celebration. And I talked to the ambassador before coming out here. Why is it that so much of the world has stopped today? Why is it in so many major cities of the world, just spontaneously, people are putting on their own recognitions and looking after this time? And I think we sort of agreed that there was a hunger for the continuity that she represented. But it's not just a continuity, it's a continuity of purpose. It's the continuity of an institution at a time of volatility that makes us feel anchored. And it is the continuity of purpose and continuity of institution. Now, I would never pretend that the Atlantic Council can replicate that. But certainly the continuity of purpose and the solidity of institution is what we hope we're celebrating here, alongside the fact that we're celebrating some quite remarkable honorees, some worthy individuals, and you'll hear in a moment about them from Adrienne Arsht, the Executive Vice Chair of our board. At the same time, through your presence and support, you are contributing to the Atlantic Council's purposeful, nonpartisan, values-driven work, driven by the conviction that resourceful individuals and communities like ourselves can and do make a difference. So it's now my honor to introduce the remarkable Adrienne Arsht, who embodies so much of what's best about the Atlantic Council. She presides over this dinner as our Executive Vice Chair of the Board, representing all of us at the Atlantic Council, including our Chairman, John Rogers, her fellow Executive Vice Chair, Steve Hadley, all the board members and International Advisory Board members who are here. Adrienne is the founder of two centers at the Atlantic Council, the Arsht Latin America Center and the Arsht Rockefeller Foundation and Resilience Center. She is an inspiring businesswoman and philanthropist who makes things happen. It's my honor to introduce and bring to the stage Adrienne Arsht.
Hugs are back, especially since I know all of you took a COVID test before you got here. Fred, thank you so very much for your kind words. We're so very grateful to you for all that you do at the Atlantic Council. On behalf of our chairman, John Rogers, members of the Atlantic Council Board, as well as the Council's International Advisory Board, it's a pleasure to welcome you all to the 2022 Global Citizen Awards. I started today at 4 a.m. watching the gathering for Queen Elizabeth's funeral. How many of you in the room were up and doing that? Rarely, if ever, will we have an opportunity to spend 6 hours focused on a great world leader. The ceremony bore witness to centuries of history and tradition. The crowds that lined every street demonstrated in a palpable way what it is to be and to have been a global leader. It's particularly thrilling for me tonight to welcome you all back after our 2-year COVID hiatus. I know that you will agree that this special evening was worth waiting for, but you don't necessarily have to make up and eat twice as much. Tonight, we have the great pleasure of celebrating 5 extraordinary honorees. Google and Alphabet CEO, Sundar Pichai. Don't know where you are, but we'll see you. President of the Republic of Indonesia, Joko Widodo. The 2 newest applicants to join NATO, the Republic of Finland, under the leadership of President Niinisto, and Sweden, under the leadership of Prime Minister Andersson. And as they say, lastly but not leastly, our Academy Award-winning actor, philanthropist, and activist, Forrest Whitaker. These 5 honorees truly embody what it means to be a global citizen. The collective actions have and will continue to impact individuals and communities on a worldwide scale for decades to come. In addition, tonight, we will pay tribute to 2 extraordinary individuals, one whose tragic death, the former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe. And the second, the British monarch, who was for more than 70 years as Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Evenings like this are so very necessary. They remind us of the importance of global citizenship and how the actions of just one person can impact a generation and indeed the world. So I thank you, all of you, for your support of the Atlantic Council, and thank you for being here tonight.